Right. Where are you guys?
Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just losing all my health.
Should have come to us, man.
How did you... What? Did you get shot?
Yeah, there are loads of them everywhere.
It's okay, you got guns. Why are you butt naked?
You know, money's
You
tight.
take what you kill, right?
Hearthstone YouTuber. It's hard times, man.
Yeah, I feel it.
You should come check out my stream.
Oh yeah? Are you a Twitch streamer?
I play Overwatch.
Yeah. That's how's that working out for you, man?
Not well.
Not well,
Be
why?
honest.
Why do you think that people hate Overwatch
You know,
so
if
much?
you give me a shout out, Forsen, I'll get all the homies.
Yeah, you know, my community is not really that fond of Overwatch. I mean, I think it's a great game, but
Yeah,
you know.
I know. I used to watch it.
You used to watch me. Thanks, homie.
We have to cook.
How are we supposed to get a Riley Reid emote if I never win the rigged emote raffle?
Riley Reid. Do you guys know who Riley Reid is?
No, but the name rings a bell.
Yeah, I mean, people are talking about this person, but I have no idea. Darude Sandstorm. Marek, thanks for the 27 years, bro. I appreciate it, man. That's a long time, dude. Welcome back. Dude, I love scripted shit. Don't we all love scripted streams, boys? Isn't it the most fun thing ever? Tell me your favorite scripted streamer. I have to say it on Soda. Old Forsen. Old Forsen.
Get your ass back here!
That you're funny, man. Mitch. What does it matter if it's entertaining? That's true, dude. But on the other side of the coin is the fact that some people don't, believe it or not, don't actually find scripted
We're the only
stuff
people here.
amazing. That's why all the prank YouTube channels has come downhill, you know?
Nearby.
Because it's just shit when it's paid actors and, you know, all the things that made a prank funny. Brits. Do you think Brits are the biggest joke of EU? Or who's the EU meme? I mean, I would say Russians and French people. Sweden. I mean, Sweden is pretty cucked, yeah, okay. But are there a bigger joke than people making fun of French people and like Rush B, suka bliet, you know? Like, who's the biggest meme? It has to be the Russians, right? Can't be Sweden. I mean, we're too small of a country to be made that much fun of. Hitler is the biggest meme.
Already, so already down
We're not
to
talking
50.
about like individuals, you know. Every fucked up country has their every country has their fucked up people, you know, once in a while. We have Hitler, we have fucking Fritzl for Austria, we have the fucking what's his name again? Breivik. Yeah. What else? Like, who's the most fucked up guy from every country? That he has to be the most fucked up guy for Norway. And in Sweden, who do we have in Sweden? Someone is probably gonna say it, and I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, how could I forget? But I don't actually remember. Who's like the most infamous guy from Sweden? Not stop saying me. Stop with the memes. I mean, I'm serious. PewDiePie. Mama, you silly. Thank you, dude. Love you too, buddy. Oh, the HIV man? Was he internationally known? The HIV man in Sweden? How about the laser man guy who sniped people? Maybe he's not that high up on the list though. The pirate bag guy? I don't think they're infamous, dude. Like, no one really like, oh my god, I can't believe they started this site where people can download movies for free. Like, fucking monsters, dude. They're not really considered, you know, that tier of fucked upness. They're just like did something illegal, yeah. Maybe we don't have anyone on that tier, like a real psycho from Sweden. I assumed we had at least one, but maybe we don't. Maybe we actually don't have anyone on that tier of psychoness, you know, like Hitler, Breivik, fucking Fritzl, I don't know, Mussolini.
We have to cook.
In Norway, we have Breivik, Forsen, Shafi.
Yeah, we already discussed that. That's a fucked up guy. Like, not even the least amount of remorseful. He's just like really fucked up guy. Stockholm's bloodbath? Yeah, exactly. I was talking about those tyrants back in like fucking 1600 or whatever it was. But I mean, they're not really like a lot of historical figures were fucked up in the head, but it's just the way people ruled back then, you know. I mean, USA has so many fucked up people. Like when I was in Czech Republic for the poker thing, they had, it was on the border, so they had German dubbed TV, but it was like delayed, so you could still hear the English original. It was fucking super little. I don't know why the fuck Germans dub everything. Like, it's, I don't know, it's retarded. And there was this documentary about fucked up police investigations, and there were so many fucked up things where there was a family. They used to be really successful, had this nice house and shit, yeah. And there was this woman who stabbed
there are so many fucked up people
or her
in Sweden
own
that it
children
gets normal mankers.
when they
Your
were sleeping.
politicians are international.
But anyway, so this woman, yeah, she stabbed her own children in their sleep, and she stabbed herself like in the neck too, yeah. And then she called 911 saying that there was someone broke in and they stabbed my children and me, you know. And the police came there and they were like, oh, we're gonna find him, don't worry, you know. And then they started like looking at clues and stuff, and blood spatter, and they just like realized like, no, there's no way that it could have happened like she said. And then they looked into it more, and finally, you know, they found out that it was her doing it. Like some real Dexter shit, you know. And it turns out that she did it to get the life insurance of the children for like $10,000. Like, not even a joke. She killed 2 of her children for $10,000. And they lived in this nice house, you know. It wasn't like ghetto, it was like a nice house. They used to be like rich and shit, right? And it was like just one of like 10 cases we saw, like completely fucked up people. Like one woman, like the husband didn't give any attention. They had 2 children, one boy and one girl, baby girl, and the daughter didn't get any attention at all. And the woman had to be with the daughter all the time because the husband just paid attention to the boy. She killed the baby, yeah. I don't remember how, probably like strangled or something. And then she went to her parents' house, you know, where they were away for a vacation, and then she put it in their freezer. And then she went back home, and then she like hit herself in the head with something, or bashed her head into the wall or something. And then she pretended to be knocked out when the husband came home, you know, on the floor. But it wasn't hard enough to actually give her a concussion, you know. It was just like a little bruise, you know. And then she laid on the floor when the husband came home. We called the police, right? And she said someone came into the house and she got knocked out and whatnot. And then they took her to the hospital, and the doctors were like, wait, she doesn't even have any sign of concussion. She could not have gotten knocked out from this. This is merely a bruise, you know. So they were like, what the fuck is going on here? By the time, but they released her, and they kept like investigating it, and she went back to the parents' house, yeah. She took the baby.
Sweden got IKEA
and she dumped it. She dumped it in a dumpster.
Automator on street.
Dumped it in a dumpster, and then some fishermen found it, and eventually they figured out it was her. And she was like they're so stone cold when they get caught. They don't even feel any remorse. They don't feel anything, you know. They don't care one bit. It's so fucked up that people like this exist, you know. And all she wanted was more attention from her husband. Like, how can someone be that that like crave for attention that much, and be so like heartless, you know, when it comes to their own daughter, but they want attention from the husband. That is the thing I don't understand. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me that she cares so much for the husband, but nothing at all for her infant daughter, you know.
Get moving.
That is the weird part to me. I get that they are psychos, but it's like next level to me. So there was this old policeman, yeah, retired, takes his son to the shooting range, right? So the son sits down while it's the father's turn, right? Sits down behind them, you know. The father like shoots for like 5 minutes or something, and then suddenly, you know, the ladies are screaming because they're like they're waiting for another guy, you know, who's shooting as well. And so the son lies there on the ground. He's been headshotted, right? He's stone cold dead, you know. He's just the gun, you know. There's no medic available that can save this guy. So the father's like, what the fuck happened, you know? And no one knows what the fuck happened. No one knows what the fuck happened at all, because the father was like reloading or something at the time, and the other guy, you know, who was shooting, he was already done, you know. He was just packing up and shit. So the son's just dead. So they take the bullet and they like they look at the bullet. Okay, it was fired from this gun. Everyone who used a gun there, they collect all the guns that were fired, right? They have the bullet. They collect all the guns that were fired. This was inside, right? So they take the bullet. Okay, it was fired from this, and then they look at all the guns collected. Like it's not on these guns, you know. It's not on these guns. So they're like, what the fuck? How did this even happen? You know? So they check the register for the whole range, the whole shooting range, right? So they find out that this gun is was used that day, but on the outside shooting range, like really far away, right? So they talk to this guy and are like, no, I haven't missed a single shot today, you know, like I've been shooting, yeah, outside. I've been practicing for this competition, you know. And they were like, let's see if this checks out. And you know, all the shots were accounted for, they thought. It turns out that this guy in this competition, when they clean their pipes or something, that sounded a bit guessing, but when they clean their pipes, sometimes when you overdo it, it can happen that you fire 2 bullets in one, you know, trigger pull. You shoot, and when the gun goes up with the recoil, the other bullet flies out too. So this guy who was standing and shooting on like so far away, and they found the spot exactly where he was shooting from. So they made a trajectory path for the second bullet, you know, because they tried out themselves to over clean the pipe and see how the second bullet would go. And they made a trajectory path, and they found where the second bullet went through the outside shooting range. You know, they have all the securities, but it went through like 2 planks, you know, in the roof of the outside shooting range. Went through that, hit a building, the inside shooting range, which is a huge building, where the bullet bounced 2 more times on the roof and on something else, and it went through another wall down into the inside shooting range where they were, and hit him in the head. So this bullet bounced 2 or 3 times and then hit this kid exactly where he was sitting. Like exactly where he was sitting. And I think to myself, like, I keep saying, I am never ever fucking lucky. But this was like 1 in a fucking million, you know? It was like literally the unluckiest thing I've ever heard of when they explained it. Like this, it's a bigger chance of winning the lottery than this for this to happen. Especially with all the safety regulation that all the shooting ranges has. I mean, I might be the unluckiest guy in the world again because he's dead, right? So, you know, the curse might have just passed over. Every single one has been Americans, you know. It's so fucked up. Like, why are you like this? Like, how did it come to this point where Americans... I mean, is it because of the size of the country? Is that it? Or do you think that America has more psychopaths percentage-wise of the population than other countries? I don't know. I honestly don't know if it's like if the psychopath percentage is high or not. I'm guessing that the gun regulations contribute a bit, because it's kind of less psycho to shoot someone than to fucking cut their throats or whatever, right?
Forsen boys, Forsen boys. Forsen boys, Forsen boys.